すごい不思議。
So thank you so much. And it's now time to the Q&A sessions, I think. So yeah, which
Yeah.
which goes the first
Can I answer the
question?
one question?
Mhm.
I can answer the question. Do you need knowledge of science or STEM degree to write science fiction stories for companies like Mitsubishi? My answer is that not necessary. This is because business professionals have sometimes they have knowledge and they have degrees. So writers not necessarily have the knowledge.
Can I add something?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, I mean, science fiction, well, if you think about it, I mean, science fiction stories are not written by scientists. So we need the power of the imagination. And I mean, science fiction is not only about science, but it can also be about cultures, for example, or history. Yeah, so I mean, it'll be perhaps a plus. It can be a plus to have a knowledge of science or science degrees, but it's not really a requirement to do science fiction prototyping.
Yeah, but actually, in the case of Nissan Motor, they have some authors from more literary background, not only in the authors from the STEM fields, not at all, actually. I mean, they has published an anthology, but the authors who were contained in it aren't at all from the STEM field. Okay, so how about you, Dr. Osawa? No?
Yes, there's several adding things on the Sugoi Fushigi show in future. So we already interviewed several sci-fi approaches in the Arizona State University's Science and the Imagination, and also the several collaboration with the Lyon University and also the Atelier Katombo. So this kind of contents will be shown in the Sugoi Fushigi show. For example, we invited the Xiajia from China to explain how science fiction also draw in the China and how it is drawing the technology on here. So this kind of contents will be shown on here. Yeah. And about the translation, so I think there is a question about the translation. So I think it's Yugen maybe want to answer on here first.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I was involved in machine translation, the application of machine translation. And
please wait. Please read the question from Brooke at first, because some attendants doesn't read it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Oh, so can I? Big improvements happened in machine text translation in the last few years. Any guess when it would be good enough to auto-translate literary works into English? So
yeah, well, I thought that was the question I was answering.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, so okay. I didn't quite get your point.
Oh, really?
So I think
so can I just talk about machine translation?
Oh, okay. Yeah, you first.
Yeah. Yeah, so I know something about machine translation and the process of translation itself. And well, of course, the level of machine translation has reached to a certain level that you can understand, but it doesn't mean that you can get good translation. So it's very difficult to estimate when, but probably the day would be really in the far future, and maybe impossible really. Yeah. So that would be my answer.
Yeah,
Mhm.
can I add several answer because I'm an engineer, so yeah.
Yeah, yes,
Uh,
please.
yes, and I think that the machine translation is now very good, very work good on the several papers areas like publications in the several researchers article or something. But I think in the novels, so it might be more sophisticated ways important. And actually, there's some new trend of the machine translation called the neural network translation. That's a more making a more natural text than the previous translation. But it's sometimes skipping translation words, or sometimes might be a meaning is totally different. So it's like a junior high school translation. Like sometimes some words are very skipped, or some words are very inverted. So I think it's in the novel area. So we need several good translator to making a more sophisticated way. So that I think that this I want the collaboration with several translators, and actually there's a good translator in Japan to both in English to Japan and Japanese to English. So this kind of the culture I also want to show in the Sugoi Fushigi Show channels in later.
Yeah, there are many kinds of literary works, but picture books and comics may be difficult to translate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, actually, I do work in the machine translation fields too for my day job. But yes, someone says in the chat box, Google Translate, machine translation didn't work from English to Japanese or English to Japanese. It don't work so well. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. Then in the typical fields like patent, the description is very typical, so machine translation can work well. But in literary works, maybe it's too far to go, I think. But neural networks doing really well in recent years, so it can be, it can happen, but not so short time. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so, especially in very sophisticated areas. The novel is very sophisticated, and translation also depends on who is awarded or not, for example. So maybe I think it's this kind of sophisticated area, so we need more time for translation.
Yeah. Oh, and we have just 5 minutes. So I think it's the closing announcements and closing comments time. So who wanna be the first?
Okay, can I?
Please, of course.
So I know the attendees, you guys love anime and manga. Well, reading them is fine. Please do that. But I would encourage you to read more Japanese novels as well, because there's so many interesting works. And unfortunately, again, because of the problem of translation, not of them are not yet translated into your languages. Yeah, but I think if you just express that you want to read more, and after all, I guess it's really up to you if you can read these works in your languages. And don't forget to subscribe to SFS Sugoi Fushigi Show. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, thank you. So who's next? How about you, Doji? Oh, please.
Doji? Yeah, okay. Thank you very much. At first, thank you very much for participating in our panel. So I think it's, I want to show the future of the Sugoi Fushigi Show. And actually, we want to broadcasting our Japanese science fiction to the world. But also, yeah, we want to show in the several technology and several new, for example, the virtual world technologies and also the game technology or something. And actually, I think that there's also a gap between the science fiction community and several video game community and also the VR community or several researcher community. So actually, I want to connect with showing the several different aspects in the Sugoi Fushigi Show to showing what is happened in Japan and the world. Yes, yeah, that's my goal. Yeah, thank you.
Oh, thank you. So Dojin, can you?
Yeah. Today, this session is very interesting. It's been a pleasure talking to you. I don't have a translation of my work or an English Twitter, but I have a Japanese Twitter, so please read it through an automatic translation. This is the link. So thank you very much.
And yeah, we want to keep something to improve our science fiction community and also our Asian science fiction fellow and of course world science fiction. Yeah, there is a lot of things to do for making a better future, I think. So thank you very much for coming, really. And if you want to discuss more or ask more, please come to the program room 4 on Discord. And what I've heard of some people, there will be a Japan party will be held on, very late at night. I think maybe 11 p.m. in the New Zealand Standard Time, and it means 8 p.m. in the Japanese Standard Time. But some of us will attend it. So if you have any, so just if you want to say hi to the Japanese science fiction community, please come. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
So it's time to the end. Thank you very much. And
Yep,
this is my personal Twitter link. Okay. Yep. Yeah, and again, please come to the program number 4 on Discord if you want to discuss more. And thank you very much.
Yeah, we will answer the late question on the Discord. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very
Thank you.
much.
Thank you very much.
And someone calls me a Tanuki raccoon.
Tanuki
No,
raccoon, yes.
actually it's not.
Raccoon.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah,
Thank you very
done.
much.
Thank you.